Hello friends, myself Pankaj Bharadwaj. As you know, I am discussing the unit named as mole concept. In mole concept, we have a very wonderful concept of POAC, that is known as principle of atomic conservation. As you know, when we deal problems regarding stoichiometric calculations, we must have to balance the equation and get the number of moles of product by certain amount of reactants reacted. But in the case of POAC, we are not going to balance the chemical equation and determine the product by suitable amount of reactant given to us. Let us see what is POAC and how it works. For example, I have an equation N2 plus H2 gives ammonia. You may underline this point that in POAC there is no need of balancing of any equation. Suppose X mole of nitrogen completely reacts with Y moles of hydrogen in order to give P moles of ammonia. How can we use POAC and solve this problem? Do not forget that POAC is a concept of atomic conservation. So we are going to determine the number of moles of atoms of any element and equate those number in both the side of reaction. For example, if I use POAC for nitrogen, I am going to equate number of nitrogen atoms both sides. So if there are X moles of N2, how many moles of nitrogen atoms must be there? The number of moles of nitrogen atoms must be 2x, as the atomicity of nitrogen in this molecule is 2. So 2x is the number of moles of nitrogen atoms in reactant side. And what is the scenario at the product side? We know atomicity of nitrogen in ammonia is 1. So if number of moles of ammonia are formed P, what will be the number of nitrogen atoms? It is again equal to P, as the atomicity of nitrogen is 1. Similarly, if I apply the concept of POAC for hydrogen, same here, atomicity of hydrogen is 2. So what is the number of moles of hydrogen atoms? In hydrogen molecules, it is 2y, as the atomicity of hydrogen is also 2. But write carefully, in ammonia molecule, the atomicity of hydrogen is 3. So if P moles of ammonia are going to produce, how many moles of hydrogen atoms must be there? 3 times of it, that is 3P. So we have two equations by applying POAC for two elements. So in this way, if X and Y are given to us, we can determine the value of P. Come to the next example. It is example number first. Come to the next example, example number second. If it is given to us the combustion of pentane, that is C5H12 plus O2 gives CO2 and water, as you know, and I am not going to balance the equation willingly, as I want to solve this problem by using POAC. Let us apply POAC for carbon. POAC for carbon. Number of moles of carbon atoms in both sides. If X moles of pentane reacts with Y moles of oxygen in order to form P moles of CO2 and Q moles of water, I am applying POAC for carbon. Then tell me, what is the atomicity of carbon in pentane? That is 5. How many moles of carbon atom must be present in X moles of pentane? That are 5x. And at the product side is equal to how many moles of CO2 is formed? P moles. And what is the atomicity of carbon in CO2? 1. So 5x is equal to P. That is the equation of POAC for carbon. Similarly, we can apply this equation for hydrogen and oxygen atoms respectively. POAC for hydrogen. What is the atomicity of hydrogen in pentane? 12. Then how many moles of hydrogen must be there? 12x. And in product side, there is hydrogen in water molecule and the atomicity of hydrogen is 2. what will be the number of moles of atom in hydrogen in Q moles of water? That must be 2Q. That must be 2Q. It is the equation of the POAC of hydrogen. And last, POAC for oxygen. Y moles of O2 molecules are there. What will be the number of oxygen atoms? It must be 2Y. But in product side, take it carefully that both the products contains oxygen atoms. The atomicity of oxygen in CO2 is 2. So, what will be the number of moles of oxygen atom in P moles of CO2? It must be 2P. Plus, in Q moles of water, as the atomicity of oxygen is 1, how many moles of oxygen atoms must be there? That is Q. So, we have 3 equations regarding principle of atomic conservation of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. By solving this equation, I can get the number of moles of CO2 as well as the number of moles of water. It is the representation of POAC. And now I am going to solve one numerical by using such POAC equations. Let us see. Suppose we have an equation. Suppose we have an equation of the combustion of pentane. Combustion of pentane C5H12O2 gives CO2 and water. I am going to solve this numerical by applying POAC as well as by simple stoichiometric calculation. As far as POAC is concerned, it is pentane. It is pentane. What is the GMM of pentane? GMM of pentane is 72. That comes from 12 into 5 plus 12. That is 72. If I do this problem by using stoichiometric calculation, I have to balance the equation first of all. Then 5 carbon, 5 CO2, 12 hydrogen atoms, 6 water, and what is the number of moles of oxygen atom? 10 plus 6, 16. And in the case of O2, the moles of O2 must be 16 by 2, that is 8. And in the given question, if 360 grams of pentane is given to us, 360 gram pentane is given to us, it is equal to the number of moles, 5 moles. 5 moles. And as per the stoichiometry of equation, number of moles of O2 used must be 80 moles. Sorry, 40 moles. 5 moles and 40 moles. So we can take the values of X and Y is equal to 5 and 40. We are going to determine number of moles of CO2 as well as water. So what will happen? By stoichiometric calculation, we can see that 1 mole of pentane is going to form 5 moles of CO2. It means if 5 moles of pentane react completely, it will give how many moles of CO2? These number of moles must be 25. Similarly, if 1 mole of pentane is going to give 6 moles of water, how many moles of water must be formed? By using 5 moles of this, that is 30 moles. 30 moles. So, in stoichiometric calculations, number of moles of CO2 25 and number of moles of water is 30 as per stoichiometric calculations are concerned. But if I solve this the same problem by using POAC, C5H12 plus O2 gives CO2 plus water. You can see I am not balancing this equation. Now, X, Y, P and Q. POAC for carbon. POAC for carbon. I am writing directly 5X is equal to P. POAC for hydrogen 12X is equal to 2Q. And at last POAC for oxygen 2Y is equal to 2P plus Q. These are the three equations of POAC. We are given x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 40. So 5 into 5 is equal to P. That P comes 25 moles. And what will be the value of Q? 12 into 5 is equal to 2Q. So Q must be 30 moles. Q must be 30 moles. So the answer will be same whether I am using the concept of stoichiometry as well as the concept of POAC is concerned. We can solve the problem by both the ways. But POAC has an extra edge in comparison with stoichiometry calculations. You will think how POAC is more useful than that of stoichiometry calculation. I will tell you, if sequential reaction is given to you, so you must know the stoichiometric coefficients of all reactants and products. But if I use POAC, I do not require the stoichiometric coefficient, even I do not require all reactants and products are using in sequential reaction. Let us see one numerical which prove the significance of POAC over stoichiometric calculations. Let us discuss one example. This problem can only be solved by using POAC. Suppose it is given to us a hydrated salt. This salt is going to decompose to form X. X is going to decompose into Y, and similarly in multiple steps finally we got CO2. But one condition is given that all carbon atoms of the salt are going to convert into CO2. But we don't know the intermediate steps, the reactants and products as well as their stoichiometric coefficients. This question can only be solved by using POAC. We can't solve this question by using stoichiometric calculations as we do not given the number of moles of different reactants as well as products. So I am applying POAC. The question is very, very simple. Suppose 2.54 grams of salt is given and he is asking the volume of CO2 obtained at STP condition by the given equation. So what will we do? First of all, let the number of moles of salt is X. If I apply POAC for carbon, as it is given to us that all carbon atoms are going to convert into CO2. So what will happen if the moles of salt is X and the atomicity of carbon in this salt is 2 or 4? 4. 2 into 2, 4. So I can write POAC of carbon 4X is equal to, suppose P mole of CO2 is produced is equal to P. Why? 1 mole of CO2 contains only 1 mole of carbon. So if P moles of CO2 are given, then P moles of carbon should be there. I am comparing the number of moles of carbon atoms in both the sides. Here 4X is equal to P. And if 2.54 gram is given to us, I can get the number of moles of salt, mass upon gram formula mass. If I add the atomic weight of all these elements, I get 2.54 upon 254. So number of moles of salt must be equal to 0.01. So 4 into 0.01 is equal to P. So P must be 0.04 moles. And if number of moles of gas is 0.04, how can I determine volume of gas? At STP condition, it must be equal to number of moles of gas into 22.4, and number of moles of gas is 0.04 multiply by 22.4. The answer must be 0.896 liters. That is the importance of POAC. Without knowing the intermediate steps, reactant products as well as their stoichiometric coefficient, I can easily determine the amount of CO2 as well as moles of CO2, number of molecules of CO2 and volume of CO2 by just knowing the concept of POAC. So it is all about POAC. Do the practice of this concept and use this equation for solving stoichiometric problems. Thank you so much.